This woman leaves her husband because he lost his job. This is something that really bothers me because when you think about it, this is something that's happening all around the world. This is something that is common and it's become something that's been so normalized. But I think there's so much wrong thinking in the entire thing. And I'm here to talk about it. Let's watch this clip where you're going to hear this woman just blatantly, comfortably talk about how she left a man because he lost his job, something that he's not in control over. But the audacity in what she's saying is really what disgusts me. Check this out.
So my husband ended up losing his job.
He had a job?
Yeah,
where he worked at?
He had a job. He was a manager at a warehouse.
Put the mic in so these people can hear you. He was a manager at the warehouse?
Mm-hmm. He was a manager at a warehouse.
Okay.
So he ended up losing his job. He came home and he told me. I'm like, okay, cool. All right. So a month went by and he looked for me to pay the bills. Who paying what bills? So I was going to consider it if he gave me the money back for paying the bills. And he told me no.
That's sick. Because when you really think about it, and hear me out on this, and for the people who don't really know the position of a man, a woman, the purpose of a man, the purpose of a woman, I would encourage you to go back to Genesis 1, start reading. But for the rest of us, let's talk about the fact that women created for men, point blank period. God looked at man and said, it's not good for man to be alone. I need to create him a helpmate. Now, this man has been paying the bills 10 times out of 10, the entirety of the time. He lost his job, something he cannot control. So yes, he would be looking for you to help out. He needs his helpmate. This isn't something he's been asking for all the time. It's not like he's bumming it. This isn't his normal behavior. This is something that happened to him that was outside of his control. And this is typically a time where the helpmate can be shown and it can be utilized, but it's not. Her response is, well, I'll consider it if you pay me back. Has he asked for her to pay him back for all the other months, possibly even years of things that he's done? And the unfortunate thing is that since stuff like this is so viral and so casted, it's affecting the minds of even the younger ones coming up. So what's the chances of our young men today growing up feeling safe in making that covenant that God wants us to make with a woman? When this is what they're hearing, when this is the reality of their life, of their dating, and the marriage, this is a marriage. This is a whole wife, a whole man's wife speaking this way, not desiring, not wanting to help him out. And let's hear the reason why.
He shouldn't have to do that. What do you mean? When I told you as a man, I expect you to provide. Under no circumstances will I ever touch bills as long as I got a husband. None. If you can, you can hear.
He probably happy you gone, though.
I'm sure he missed me.
Yeah, psych, no. And the unfortunate thing about it is that most men, when they're married, they do not expect to be divorced. So he's sad that he had to get divorced, number one. And number two, he's probably also sad that the realization of the woman that he has come to know is nowhere close to the woman that he thought he knew. So he's sad. He's dealing with some things, but not nearly in missing her. That's toxic behavior. It's not anywhere, shape, or form the position of the helpmate of the woman that God created. It's a valuable position, ladies and gentlemen. It's valuable. Understand this. It's valuable. The helpmate is valuable. Over time, people try to water it down and make it seem like it's something that it's not, but it's valuable. It's valuable. God saw that a man, it's not good for him to be alone, and he needed help. So he thought value was in you, in the woman. So he created the woman for the man. Value for the man. It's valuable. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. It's valuable. So to be able to help, to assist, that's an honor, man. And she's running away from one of her main honors as a wife, as a helpmate, to show God, to show her spouse that she's operating in the will of God for her life. She mentioned that I will never touch a bill as long as I have a husband. I digress. I'll give that to her. I believe a man should provide. But when he's down, I think that the woman should help him out. And furthermore than that, she says, I wouldn't touch a bill. I shouldn't have to touch a bill as long as I have a husband. I'd like to know if there are certain things that he, as the man, could also say that he doesn't want to touch, or he doesn't want to have to deal with, or he doesn't want to have to go through just because he has a wife. Would that be accepted? See, in today in society, I think that that's not really accepted. I don't think that it goes both ways. I think that it's one-sided a lot of the times. And I think that as time has come out and men have started to speak out, I think that they get in trouble. They get bashed. They get silenced for it. But on the contrary, the women, these kinds of women, the one that we're watching here, they have their stances and they're allowed to proudly say them.
A headache? That would be a headache for me. Like, I know I just lost my job. What if he lied? You know, niggas do that. Like, I just lost my job, baby, to test.
But
what is he doing now?
That's childish. Like, what you testing me for? That's childish.
I'm saying to see what I got. Now I see what I got.
If you asked me to be your wife, you knew what you had.
Nah, I ain't thinking.
What did he have? Obviously, it wasn't help. And whether he tested her or not, I don't believe in playing games. It is childish. I'll agree with her there. But whether it was a game or not, whether he tested her or not, I'll tell you this for sure. She failed. She failed. Completely. Without a doubt. It's sad, man. Where's the love? Where's the love? These three things remain: faith, hope, and love. The greatest of these, love. Where's the love? This mother, speaking of where's the love, kicked her daughter out because of her sexuality. Now, I understand as Christians, as believers, we have a stance and we have to stand on that stance. But I don't think we have to go as far as practically exasperation to get that stance out, to get that point across. And this mother, the way that she was speaking to her daughter, I felt like was just missing the point and not demonstrating what this little girl needed to not make the decision to be with a woman. Because that's the reason her mom didn't want her in the house, is because she's dating a woman. Check this out.
Blood running through you and your daddy blood. How you gonna have somebody else's child out here?
So I'm supposed to be with somebody that I don't love so you could be happy?
You damn right. You damn
Well,
right.
how does that work?
It works just fine for me. Okay?
So she wants to put me out of her house.
Yes, you gonna get the stepping if you don't get you a man come up in here and create me a baby.
So then what am I supposed to do, Mom? You want me to out the house because of who I'm dating?
Yes, I do.
And then what am I supposed to do?
You do what you want to do when you out my house, but long as you in my house, you gonna have a decent relationship.
But the thing
this
is,
come
Mom,
from the old school, baby. The old school. What I'm talking about is a man and a woman procreate and they have babies. Not a woman and a woman, okay? Y'all can't have babies together, don't you understand?
But she is a better partner than I've ever had in my entire life.
Not
but I'm
by
supposed
my
to be with
boogie
somebody that I don't want. But
not by my
she has
boogie
treated me the best that I've ever had in my whole life, Mom. But you want me to go and settle and be with somebody that I don't love.
Yeah,
That's what you prefer.
Guess what? You gotta grow to love people. Okay? You gotta get to know the person. Okay. Alright? You ain't even get no man no chance.
Alright.
How you supposed to love a man? You ain't even let a man in your life. You just saw this woman supposed to give you everything. No ma'am. Not in this house, not under my roof. No ma'am. Try again.
So can I ask you a question?
Ask me, I'ma tell you.
Are you happy?
I'm wonderfully happy. Me and your daddy been married for 23 years.
We've been married for 23 years. Oh, she's happy. And I feel her on that because I get it. There's a right way to be and there is a wrong way to be. And the way that this young lady's trying to go down that path, and unfortunately, it's just not it's not the right path. So I get her trying to stop her, but where's the love? That young lady is pointing out some very important things as she's saying, this is the only partner I've had that she can trust. This is the best partner she's had. No one can love her like this. And it's like, I get it, but kind of berating and bashing down, you know what I mean? And just not understanding the situation is also not helping the situation. Like I said, where's the love? Where is the point where we seek to understand, where we care enough, where a person cares enough to ask questions, cares enough to figure out why, instead of just berating with information? We know what's right. We know what's wrong, but telling a person what they're doing is wrong when they believe it's right usually never works. So we got to find a different way. So she's thinking that this is the way to be love and this is the way to do that. Okay, she's going to go off that way. I get it. She's going to make her own decisions. But we got to learn how to pray and stop trying to be God ourselves and fix the situation. We got to learn how to go to God who can fix the situation. I think that mom should have went back and prayed. She should have sat back and chilled. I don't think she should have kicked her daughter out for that, because although it may be coming out a little bit harsh, that house right there with moms, that might be the only place that young lady is able to receive the word of God. That might be the only place that young lady is able to receive some sort of correction or rebuke for the life that she's living. Kicking her out, pushing her into the lion's den when you're trying to get her out of the lion's den might not have been the best decision for that mother to make. I don't know, man. Y'all tell me what you guys think, but I think this is sad. A lot of this happens, man. And I think it's a lot of misunderstanding. And I think that in these situations, what happens, man, I think that these people go off and they push them off. You know, the Christians sometimes believe the parents, what are the kids, we pushing them off and we're trying to save them. But in trying to save them, we end up hurting them. And I think the problem with this is, man, is something that mother could learn. And is that honestly, man, with loving kindness did God draw us. So to be honest, man, we got to learn how to start drawing people with some love and some kindness, because it works. Berating down, man, yelling at somebody, it's never worked. All it does is just spark a feud or spark a reaction out of them that you never wanted. Before you know it, you ain't getting anywhere. It's just two people having a conversation with no resolution in sight, man.